Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Midnight back again, bringing you another video. In this video today, we're going to be checking out Xdefiant from Ubisoft. This is a shooter game, and it is said to be the Call of Duty killer. That's what some people have dubbed this game, and we're going to talk about what it is, what it does, what it hits on, what it misses on, and if it is rightfully so to be named a Call of Duty killer. So, let's get into this. First of all, I do want to point out, I was playing this gameplay with friends. We were in PlayStation party chat, and because the way the PS5 works, for whatever reason, if you're in party chat, the recording software, the Elgato, does not record audio, so there is no audio for the gameplay. So in place of that, in addition to my amazing voice, I got some nice beats from Perfect Vibes, free, royalty-free music, link in the description, check them out. Thank you, Perfect Vibes, for the music. But let's get into this. We've gone on long enough. So Call of Duty killer. Why is it a Call of Duty killer? So many Call of Duty pros have worked on and consulted on Xdefiant. For example, Optic Scumpy, one of the most well-known Call of Duty pros of all time. Aches is like a developer consultant on there. I think TP. You know these guys, right? These people have been big in the Call of Duty scene for ages. Well-known, accomplished pros, and they are all pushing and working on and consulting on Xdefiant. Let's first talk about Xdefiant and what the beta entailed. This is beta gameplay, by the way, from a couple weeks ago. All right, not the freshest, but hey, the thoughts are still there. So the beta, I played on PlayStation 5. It was also on other platforms. It was crossplay. It consisted of 5 gameplay modes. Domination, which is your typical 3 flags, capture 2 of them or more, try to get points and win. Occupy. Occupy, that was like, I'm trying to remember what that was. Who cares? Hotshot, that was kind of like a kill confirmed where people drop tags and then you picked up the tags and you ran them to a spot and deposited them. Escort, that's kind of like your Overwatch or Paladins mode where you got like the robot and if you're standing near the robot on offense, it starts marching. The defense team tries to stop you. Zone control, that's kind of like, I equate that to like a Battlefield type mode like Rush or Conquest where there's one team on offense, one on defense. The defense team is trying to defend 2 points, A and B. The offense team takes those 2 points, then it opens up another 2. If they take those 2, it opens up a final 1. If they take that one before the time's up, offense wins. If defense is able to stop, defense wins. So that's basically how it works. Occupy, I wish I could remember what Occupy was. I know I played it, but it's irrelevant. There was 5 factions with abilities. We had Libertad from Far Cry 6, Echelon from Splinter Cell, Cleaners from The Division, Phantom from Ghost Recon, and DedSec from Watch Dogs 2. Each had 2 different abilities that you could use that would be like a specialist ability type deal. So as you got points and kills and stuff, you would charge up the meter, and then you could use your ability. Like one of them would have like a little robot that would shoot out and shoot fire on people. There was another one where like you put on like a goggles where you could see thermal through walls, and you had a pistol that was one-shotting people. There was one that had the big shield around you, like a big dome shield. Whole bunch of stuff, pretty cool. In addition to that, you each had 2 abilities that were bumped to the right and left bumper, which would be like or really just like the left bumper, I think, which would be like that class's ability to scan or heal or what have you. All right, there was 14 maps in the game. All were pretty solid. Nothing stood out as horrible, but nothing really stood out as amazing either. They were serviceable. That's what I would say. Let's now talk about Call of Duty killer, right? That's the claim. So in order to get into that, we have to talk about Call of Duty. What plagued Call of Duty? So let's talk about it. Now, Call of Duty is still mega popular, right? Very popular with casuals. Your friend who doesn't play many video games, he probably goes out and buys Call of Duty. He plays it for a week or 2. He drops it. He's never on that. He's never on it again, right? We all know these people. The hardcore people, though, there is a small hardcore community. I think recent trials have shown maybe 20% of people play Call of Duty, and it's their main game, and they play it almost all year long, of the people that buy it, I should say. So this is what the hardcore, the main people that play, the YouTubers, the Twitch people, the hardcore people who play competitive, or just it's their life, it's their identity. This is what they hate. Largely. Not everyone, but largely. People hate skill-based matchmaking. That's the big one. Everyone hates skill-based matchmaking. Well, I shouldn't say that. The hardcore hate skill-based matchmaking because every lobby is a damn sweat fest, right? You get in there, every lobby you're facing, if you're decent at the game, you're facing these uber sweats. They're jumping and sliding, jumping around corners, pre-firing you, sliding everywhere, spraying you down. It's a struggle to have good games. You might pop off every now and then, but a lot of the times you're going to have games where you're like 28 and 19 or something. Like, it's trash, right? It's not very fun. People want to pub stomp. People want to have the ups and downs like we used to have in Call of Duty back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, you might get stomped out one game. You go up against a tough team and you get stomped out. But then the next game, you're facing some people that are a little newer, a little bit more casual. Maybe you get all your kill streaks. Maybe you get a lot of kills. Maybe you drop a 50-60 bomb. You get your dogs and your swarm and everything, and you have a really good time, right? And that variety is what made it interesting. Another thing is breaking up lobbies. Call of Duty has been doing this for years now. People complain. They hate it. Call of Duty doesn't care. They don't listen to the players. They break up the lobbies after every single match, so there is no camaraderie. There is no rivalry. You used to get in a game and you would play the enemy team, and afterwards, the lobby would wrap up and people would be talking smack back and forth. They'd be like, yeah, you suck. No, you suck. Well, what's up? We're going to wax you again. And then you'd run it back, right? That's gone now with the breaking up lobbies. Horrible maps in Call of Duty. The maps have just been awful. They're designed in a way to be chaotic, I think on purpose, to allow more casual players to be able to get kills, because there's all these flank routes everywhere. There's elevation points everywhere. It used to be in Call of Duty when you go out, so yeah, you're running, you got your gun, right? You round a corner and you're into a new area, you would only have to look at like 2 places, like straight ahead and to the left, right? Nowadays in Call of Duty, you got to look at like 10 different places. Like, there's a window up there, there's another window over there, there's a rooftop over there, there's a ramp down here, someone could be coming up from below. There's like 3 different paths. There's all kinds of stuff. Like, you can't look at all these places at once. It's chaotic, and it's designed that way to make, more even playing field, more 1.0 KDs. That's what they're looking for. And then last but not least, hard to spot people. In my opinion, as an old gamer, an old head, it is hard to spot people in these new Call of Duty games. The graphics have gotten better. The detail has gotten better. You got blown out cars and plants and detail everywhere. That makes it hard to spot the actual humans. So you're getting picked off and killed, and you can't even see them half the time. So back to Xdefiant. How does Xdefiant address that, or does it? So no skill-based matchmaking they claim. So that's great. We don't like skill-based matchmaking. That's a good thing. They said they won't break up lobbies. More on that later. The maps seem decent. Most of the maps are 3-lane. That's what people like. Traditional Call of Duty, 3-lane, more simplified maps. Not a ton of flank routes, not a ton of elevation on a lot of these maps. Just kind of lines of sights and choke points, and that's cool. They also made it easier to spot people. A lot of the times there's like a little red hue around them, kind of like Halo does, little red hue around the enemy so that you can see them and spot them and kill them, and that's a good thing, right? So let's get into Xdefiant, the pros and the cons overall of the game. What I liked about the game: the shooting and the gunplay had a good feel to it. It was pretty similar and familiar for Call of Duty players. There was some recoil on these guns. It wasn't laser beams, but it wasn't too bad. You get like 5 attachments. You could control it. It wasn't too bad. The visibility was good, as I mentioned. The maps were mostly 3 lanes. And most of all, it's new. It's not Call of Duty. I like that. What I didn't like about the game, the hit detection. The hit detection was busted and broken. It wasn't just me. My boys I was playing with who are much better than me, they said the same thing. They were struggling with hit detection, and the developers have come out and said, we know hit detection's messed up. We're working on it. We think we fixed it. No, we're still working on it. So hopefully they get that sorted out. No kill streaks. Why do these Call of Duty competitor games never have kill streaks? I can't think of one other shooter that has had kill streaks. Not one. And every Call of Duty player, okay, I shouldn't say every, but I'm going to say every, okay? Just deal with it, all right? Don't fact check it, just respect it, as my boy FG would say. We like kill streaks. These games, just copy the kill streaks. Like, why don't you copy it? Do they have a trademark? I don't think they do. Just rip it off. Developers rip shit off all the time, but they don't have kill streaks, unfortunately. Instead, they have specialist ability, which is cool, but not nearly as cool as getting, a chopper or a Pavlo or a Harrier or something like that. That's cool, or a sentry gun. Like, that stuff's fun. But anyway, So they don't have kill streaks. It was kind of sweaty as well, but it is beta, so I expect that should change with the final release. We want a pub stomp, so hopefully when the game comes out, it will be less sweaty. So that's it, basically my final thoughts. I am intrigued. I will definitely be checking out Xdefiant at launch. It launches summer 2023, so I guess that means late this month, July, or sometime in August, unless it gets delayed. I am looking forward to it. It is going to be free to play. There's no reason not to play it. If you like this gameplay, definitely check it out. Play it with your friends. Have a good time. See if you can get that old Call of Duty feel back, or at least just a more casual, more fun, more pub stomp-ish shooter. But anyways, that's been it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it to the end of the video, put Pub Stomper for life. Actually, that sounds corny. Just put Pub Stomper in your message somewhere, anywhere in there, and I will know that you're a real one and you listened to the whole video. All right, I appreciate it. Likes and comments, as always. Let me know how I did well. That helps me out and drives me to do more and helps me improve the videos. Shout out to you all. Happy 4th of July for all my Americans out there. It's almost over. Peace out. Yeah.